Hicksville bound train we saw a little while ago pull out of Babylon was 9253. We're at Albany Avenue crossing at the beginning of the Central Branch on the Babylon end, waiting for 9252, Hicksville to Babylon. One thing I've noticed this summer is the number of weeds that are encroaching on the railroad, all around the railroad. I've never seen so much weed growth on the tracks. They need to get the weed killers out. Well, it's a sign that we've had a lot of rain this summer. And approaching is 9252, Hicksville to Babylon at 147. Another beautiful day today. Leader is 508. He'll be arriving Babylon in about 3 minutes. Then we move further up the line, the Grand Avenue crossing, Lindenhurst. It's 226. Going to catch 9255 en route from Babylon to Hicksville. Every hour each way, right through today and tomorrow, you'll see trains here. And he should be meeting his counterpart as soon as he gets on the Central Branch around Bethpage, or off the Central Branch. Now we move further along the Central Branch at North Lindenhurst, at the Straight Path crossing, waiting for 9254, Hicksville, Babylon. Well, here comes 9254 at 242. He just flew for the Wellwood Avenue crossing, rounding the bend and heading towards Straight Path. He's got a good authoritative horn. He's only got 6 cars. The other set has 8. Yeah, further west on the Central Branch, still in Lindenhurst, covers a large area that the Central Branch passes through. This is the Albany Avenue crossing, waiting for westbound 9257 and eastbound 9256. And just east of this crossing is a siding that the railroad uses to store maintenance of way trains, maintenance of way equipment. And the switch here has an electric lock. This is Rule 261 territory. And approaching west at 328 is 9257, Babylon to Hicksville. He'll be meeting 9256 when he gets on the main line soon after. Approaching at 342 is 9256, Hicksville to Babylon. He'll be blowing for the new highway and Albany Avenue crossings where I'm standing. And we're further west on the Central Branch, almost at its western end of the branch. This is the Main Street crossing in South Farmingdale. Just beyond the crossing, a little ways to the east, there used to be a station here called South Farmingdale. It was discontinued as a passenger stop in 1972. And the gates are going down for 92.59 at 4:33. And he's approaching the end of the branch. He'll be connecting to the main line at Beth Interlocking. These Central Branch shuttles run periodically whenever they do maintenance on the main line to prepare for the third track installation. And a lot of weekends they close the main line west of Hicksville like they did this weekend, and they run these shuttles from Hicksville to Babylon. Sometimes they even go so far as to run trains from Ronkonkoma to New York via Beth and Babylon. And these shuttles are often called Z trains. The trains themselves don't run in the shape of the letter Z, but if you figure in the routing from Huntington and from Ronkonkoma to Hicksville with the connections on these shuttles to Babylon and then west into New York City, that routing takes the shape of a backward Z. Okay, approaching at 4:41 is 92.58 from Hicksville to Babylon. He just entered the Central Branch about a minute and a half ago. And we moved to Bethpage in time for MU 9958 from Hicksville to Ronkonkoma to pass by. We're at the Broadway crossing in Bethpage. And he doesn't stop at Bethpage. These Ronkonkoma trains through here, well, now at least we have twice as many trains to see here in an hour than we did before. You'll see the Hicksville Ronkonkoma trains. They connect with the Central Branch shuttles at Hicksville, which creates some interesting operating patterns. So if you're a passenger from Ronkonkoma to New York, you have to go through Bethpage twice to get there. Go west through here, non-stop, to Hicksville, connect to the diesel shuttle to Babylon, come back east through here again, and then west from Babylon to New York. Interesting. And approaching the Broadway crossing in Bethpage at 5:10 is train 9959. From Ronkonkoma to Hicksville, he'll connect with the next shuttle train to Babylon, 9260. He won't stop at Bethpage, this guy. And approaching Broadway Bethpage is 9261 from Babylon to Hicksville, 5:33. He'll be stopping at Bethpage. And meeting 9261 is 9260. He's pulling out of the station now, heading for Babylon. Our location is further west on the main line, a little ways east of Hicksville, at the South Oyster Bay Road crossing in Bethpage. We're right near the Grumman factory, or what's left of it. Here's the first of 4 trains we're going to get here at 5:49, 9960, Hicksville to Ronkonkoma. Kind of taking it easy. He's passing by the old Grumman station site, which was at that location where the end of the train is. And the gates are going down on South Oyster Bay Road at 6:08 for train 9961. The MU from Ronkonkoma to Hicksville. Like I said, just east of the crossing was the old Grumman station, which closed in 1986. Like the blade of a guillotine. The gates are coming down South Oyster Bay Road for 9262. Hicksville to Babylon. This will be the last Babylon-bound train I see today. Time is 6:37. These trains are going to run all night and all day tomorrow. I can hear 9263 blowing for the Bethpage crossings as 9262 approaches. And he just passed by the old Grumman station site. Like I said, it closed in 1986. Only about 10 people a day used it. When they were planning to electrify this main line out to Ronkonkoma, they were trying to decide whether to discontinue Grumman, Bethpage, or Farmingdale. Well, it was a no-brainer since the Grumman saw the least amount of business. It's been an absolutely gorgeous day to rail fan these trains. And our last train we'll see today at 6:43 is 9263, Babylon to Hicksville. Finishing up a glorious 9/11. I remember on September 11th, 20 years ago, it was a beautiful day too. horn, you're going to make me deaf.